Whoa, it's so cool. The little tentacles are those hairs that need to eat?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Those are hairs that need to eat?
Yeah, those are polyps. They're constantly looking for food. Hello, welcome to the Izzys. Strider's over there in the background
We just
laughing
had
at me.
a conversation. He's like, should we call this our tank? And I'm like, this isn't our tank, this is your tank. If you die, I'm selling this thing.
Which is so messed up. Hey, you married into this. This is our legacy. If I die, you are going to take care of this
You're
fish
gonna put it
tank.
in the well. Insurance only from
Conditional insurance based on the continuing thriving of this fish tank. By the way,
I would murder this tank in like 2 seconds.
we'll fix that, babe. We'll get you lessons, trial by whatever. Speaking of, guys, we got a lot of comments asking about details of this fish tank, so we figured, why not today, right?
Why not today?
Yeah. So the tank itself is Planet Aquariums, and it is, Strider, do you remember? I think it's 8 feet wide, 24 inches tall. I think it's 30 inches front to back. Total, it's around 310 gallons. The stand is aluminum 80/20 that was custom built by our good family friend Joe. It's amazing. I think the weight capacity of it is something like 10,000 pounds, which is super awesome. The panels on the front are coated PVC. Those were custom. And I don't want to brag, but something else that was totally custom. Like, if you want me to custom make you these, just let me know in the comments, guys. These are high-end Home Depot window screens.
Gap tape?
There was a little gap, but I didn't want this.
10 cents.
Wow, I can hear the lighting kick on. Oh, speaking of lighting, good segue. Okay, so for lighting with this big bad boy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Radeon G4s, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 T5s. Custom built acrylic container shell, just so we are not blinded when we sit and enjoy the fish tank. In terms of flow, we have 2 gyres, this guy right here, and this guy right here. These regrettably are so loud that we can typically hear them even in the living room, but I just need to clean them. There's 2 MP40 QDs. There's one in the back and another one on the other side. And then we have 2 Octo Pulse 4s. These guys are awesome. They're dead quiet, these 2. They're our newest additions. I'm gonna take off these panels and we're gonna count down the seconds for these goofball cats to actually run in and start tearing everything up. Kitties, behave. Look at Cupcake's already eyeballing it. So underneath we have the sump. The sump holds, I believe, 60 gallons. So total, it's around 350 to 370 gallons total. On the right side, this is our auto top off. This is all of our roadie water. As the evaporation lowers the water, this thing pumps in. I think that this capacity is 40 gallons. Typically, that's way larger of a reservoir than most people have, but I'm lazy and I love that thing. For a skimmer, we have an Elite 220 INT. I can't remember what it's rated for. I think it's rated for a 500 to 600 gallon tank. It's pretty oversized and is pretty dirty. We need to get it emptied up. So for those of you who don't own a reef tank, the big 3 things that most people are preoccupied with are alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium. And I manage those and dose those in 2 different ways. One, I use ATI Essentials Pro. One's calcium, the other one's like a bunch of trace elements and alkalinity combined. In addition to that, I use this really awesome Kalkwasser stirrer. So every hour or so, it's pumping lime water into the sump, which helps to elevate the alkalinity and the calcium. For monitoring all of those things, I do use Neptune Trident. The thing is amazing. I was lucky enough to get one of the first ones, like on the first day that it was available. No regrets. Guys, if you run a reef tank, that thing should be a requirement. In terms of nutrient management, it's primarily the skimmer that's pulling out gunk all the time. And I also like to do carbon dosing. Right now I'm using Nopox. In the past I've used vinegar. I typically keep my nutrients at around 5 to 10 nitrate, 0.05 phosphate, and those things are pretty stable these days. So what am I missing inside the fish tank, Mama?
Fish?
Sand. Oh, you got jokes.
Where are your fish?
Look, the fish tank got a little sick. It got velvet, so it's running fallow. We're like, what, 4 days in, and it feels like it's been
He's all,
7 years?
You think I could go half time? I've heard people go half. I'm like, you're losing your rights to this fish tank. I'm
fair.
gonna take over admin here.
You know, that's totally fair.
It's gonna go fallow for 76 exactly days.
I'm not patient, but yeah, that's where all the fish are. In terms of rock, there's a combination of rock, right? There's some Picani here. That's been with our family in various fish tanks for like, what, 4 years? 5 years? A lot of this this stuff is new.
He went and shot some really beautiful footage.
We should totally show that right now.
Take a look at the footage and you can tell us a little bit about some of your favorite corals.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Clams.
Yeah, let's do it.
Man, you did such a good job with these. Look at that clam.
Dude, it's the macro lens. These things are amazing.
Would you use like the Canon 70?
Canon 100 millimeter, I believe. So I'm actually standing pretty far away. But yeah, this is the ultimate coral lens because you can get super close.
Look at that one.
Yeah, it's a pink Goniopora. I love Gonioporas. Like a lot of people put zoanthids and gonis together, but for me, I'm a huge fan of Goniopora. And acros. I run a full mixed reef. I like everything. I like LPS. I like SPS, I like softies, I like all of the above. But I'd say 80% of what's in my tank right now are Acropora frags because you don't get colors like that anywhere else.
Babe, how many colors were in that one?
I know, right? They're all rainbowy and stuff.
Oh my gosh, doesn't it look like it's like got water inside of each tentacle?
I think it does, babe. Our torches, our Euphilia, we have lots of Euphilia. I think that one's called a Dragon Soul, a Dragon Seeker, dude. Corals have the weirdest thing where they have the weirdest names. I don't know if I necessarily agree with all of them, but I think that's called a Dragon Soul torch.
Neat. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, that's our fluffy acan. I think it's from Japan. I think that's a Japanese acan.
You know what's weird? The little mouths inside that little slit.
Yeah, and you can see the little polyps that are looking for food. You see the tentacles around?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're looking for food. Gosh, the colors are beautiful. You don't see them this vibrant up close. Oh, what's that?
This is our Duncan coral. They're very easy corals.
Oh, I thought that was the hard one.
No. Duncans are super easy. They're peaceful. They're not aggressive. In a fish tank, everything is trying to kill everything else at all times. But the Duncan's not. Like, it's peaceful. This is another Acropora. I can't remember what it is. I can't wait for it to grow out so I can actually see.
Is that your urchin?
It's my urchin. He's responsible for eating algae, eating coralline algae.
Eating corals?
Yeah, eating coral, like knocking over corals on a daily basis. That is part of my morning routine is I'll wake up and see which corals the urchin knocked over.
Oh.
Yeah, that's our Japanese toadstool leather. So in Texas, it's being traded around as a Lone Star leather. Outside of Texas, I don't know what it's called. I think it's just generic Japanese deep water toadstool leather, but they're beautiful. If you run a reef tank and you come across one of these, I think like a frag will run you like 100 to 150 bucks. Grab it. They're fast growers, easy, and they're super pretty.
I still can't believe we got it for 50.
Yeah, some dude is selling his tank, and I'm like, I will take your mushroom.
Oh man, the colors. I like the way the light's shining on there.
Yeah, that's a wild. So I go to the Austin Aqua Farms here in Austin a lot, and they will have a lot of unnamed, completely taken straight from the ocean wild Acropora. They're very risky because some of them will just brown out and flatten out.
Oh.
This one is kind of somewhere in the middle. Like, it's not as vibrant as I know it could be in another few months, but I think it'll get there. Likewise for this one. This is another wild that was purchased locally.
Whoa, it's so cool. The little tentacles are those hairs that need to eat?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Those are hairs that need to eat?
Yeah, those are polyps. They're constantly looking for food. Yeah, another Acropora. I have lots of Acropora. In the foreground, you can barely see it, but that's an orange passion. I'm really excited about that one. The fuzzy one. That's out of focus. My frog spawn. I think some people call it an octospawn. To be honest, I should by now know the difference between an octospawn and a regular frog spawn, but I don't. They're all frog spawns in my brain.
They're all beautiful.
Oh, look at the mystery racids now in quarantine.
Sorry, buddy. Oh, whoa.
More Gonioporas. Yeah, these are super pretty. They're easy growers too. For a long time in the hobby, these were known as impossible flower pots because they would just die. They're like rental corals, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just got more resilient strains, but they're very easy to grow these days, so I'd recommend them. Hey, our Euphilia farm.
It's a farm?
Yeah. You can see the Dragon Soul in the top left.
Yeah. Bubba and I love the flowy ones. They're just so pretty. Oh my gosh, we're looking at the prices online to make sure it's called a Dragon Soul, and it is $800?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
I got it locally from a friend of mine for a quarter of that, but yeah, that's what they go for. They're crazy
expensive. Is that it close up?
Yeah, that's it close up. When the actinics come on, the blue lights, they're completely different.
Wow, that shot alone is incredible. But speaking of, I've fallen in love with these shots so much that I'm starting to put them on our Instagram and Facebook, so check it out. The Izzys fam, or the Izzys on Facebook page. What is that?
That's our Trichophilia, I think it's called. I think some people call them a brain coral.
Wow.
This is bought locally at the Austin Aqua Farms as well. They have some of the most beautiful LPS I've ever seen, and this is one of them. I had to grab this one.
And they don't just sell locally, right? They can ship people?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, look at the colors. It's like one color but vibrant.
Yeah, this is another wild acro. We're still waiting for the colors to simmer out.
What does that even mean?
It means that it hasn't been raised in a million fish tanks and seasoned and vetted. It's straight from the ocean. We'll see what happens.
Oh, man, it looks like it should belong in like Monster Inc.
Right.
This is a monster.
I like the hairy acros. I think they're so cool looking. I can't wait for the colors to pop out now.
So your favorite are the acros?
Yes, for sure.
Which specific kind?
It doesn't matter. I like them all.
This is beautiful. Wasn't this the stick that started very small and just kind of blossomed?
Yeah, for some reason the green ones always grow faster than everything else. Don't know why. Oh, these are plate corals. I'm starting to collect them for the sand bed. These are the only two that I have in the collection so far, but I like the long tentacled plate corals.
Oh, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful.
I like their base.
Yeah, they'll move too. If they're unhappy, they'll totally just hop around.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. This is another acan.
Oh,
this
man.
is not a Japanese one. This is more of a run-of-the-mill one, but under actinics, it really glows.
Wow, it's beautiful. We need to see your bubble coral. You haven't put that up yet.
No, I need to grab the camera and shoot that one. Man, for some reason, all of these are wilds. Probably because the wilds are bigger colonies than the frags. Yeah, but this is another wild.
Well,
but the colors are really baking on that one. They're really subtle. You can't really tell in this camera shot, but yeah, in person, that one's a gem for sure. Okay, guys, well, this is it. This is my fish tank. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. I'm sure I missed something. There's so much happening in this tank.
Oh, wait, I got one for you. What's your favorite one? Of all of these corals, what's your favorite coral?
Oh my gosh, this guy, we got this mushroom.
That's mine too.
Yeah, like, he was like 3 inches big, and he just keeps growing and growing and growing. It's funny, I have a home wrecker in there, I have like a Walt Disney and a confetti. These are like really high-end acroporas, but it's this like massive green
thing that you
mushroom.
bought off somebody for $50.
Yeah, like that's my favorite. It's just so pretty.
It's so pretty. All right, we'll see you guys next time.